All right, man. I hope the sound's working. I need to test that before I start. Really. Um, Let me see if I can go live from here. How am I gonna do this? All right. If you can hear me, this is Bruce, and I'm just doing open topics today. Anything you guys want to talk about, we're just gonna talk about it. But while I'm waiting, what you're seeing here on the screen is me and Yuri. We went out, had a good time with some friends. It was great. It was awesome. And it's highlights from another video that we'll put out sometime. Hopefully one day in the future. We'll see. We'll see about that. Um, really had a good time. Hope to do it again sometime. And it was awesome. I'm trying to. Okay, I can't see guys' text, so let me just see about getting in there and see those texts real quick. Just bear with me for a second while I try to see those texts. That's how we do this. We talk on text, live streaming. There we go. Yeah, we just went out this weekend. Like we had to wind down, man. I do so much work. Both of us we work so hard that we just have to chill out sometimes. And that was what we did this weekend. And that one day that we had, like we're back to the grind. Big Rob, how you doing? I see you, man. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Doing this a little late. I had some stuff to do. Had to take care of. Can you hear me, Big Rob? James, how you doing? James Cox. This one's going to be extremely interactive because I can see you guys' text. And I see Big Rob. I see James. Anybody else? Just open topics, anything at all you want to talk about. That's what we're going to talk about today. So, just give you an update on what we've been doing, man. We just been trying to get through this, man. We've just been super busy with work. I'm in between jobs. I'm about to figure something out with another job here real soon. Contract ended, so there's that. And Yuri's right now, she's at work, so she couldn't be here with us. We just have so many things going on all at once, man. So it's been super busy. Who's that? That's Supreme. I see somebody else who just came in. That is. Who is that? That is Super Gamer. How you doing? How you doing? We're just open topics, man. Whatever you guys want to talk about. I do this every Sunday at around 6 o'clock. I'm a little late today. But we just talk about anything and everything you want to talk about. Leaving it open. Kind of dangerous for me because on YouTube these days they flag you for just about everything you want to talk about. So I'm gonna try to keep it humane, or I'll just talk about whatever and then just delete it, just remove it later. VSKR, how you doing? What's going on with you? What are you guys up to these days? Big Rob, what's going on with you, man? Like I thought you were on your way to the Philippines real soon. James, how you doing? How you doing? I want to hear about you guys. What are you guys doing today? What are you guys up to? We got a big trip planned. Hopefully, real soon to take a break from the madness and do a little business. Try to expand the income a little bit, possibly with the trips and everything. That's what we've got going on. Got a lot of things planned. There's so many moving parts, and you'll see about it on the videos. Lots of stuff coming up, that's for sure. This has been a crazy year, man. I wish I could tell you guys all the stuff that's happened in the last years. This has been an insane year, and we're only halfway through it, and this has been probably the hardest year I've had with all the stuff that's happening. Big Rob says Dubai. That's in December. That's awesome, man. I hope you film it, man. I hope you put that on your channel again. Like, I hope you film as much as possible because people are very interested in the trips. MJB in the place to be. How you doing, man? He said, "What's up? How's everybody?" We got Big Rob going to Dubai in December. I know there's lots of other trips. Super Gamer says, "I met a female from the Philippines. We've been talking about a year, but I don't have enough money to bring her to America." Have you gone to see her yet, Super? That's a really important move, man. Don't wait too long on that because many guys I've known who hook up with someone from overseas and then they wait too long to actually go see the person and they end up breaking up. And it's not that they didn't like each other or care for each other, but they didn't meet, so they couldn't go to that extra step. James Cox says heading to the Philippines in November. That's incredible. That's great, man. Let me see. November. So we got James going there in November. We've got Super Gamer going there. Well, actually, I'm asking if he has gone there. Big Rob is on his way to Dubai in December. Are you gonna meet your girl there in Dubai? Are you guys gonna do the same thing? Or she works there, right? MJB in the place B says, "I won't be leaving for Philippines until February." Okay, 2020, huh? Okay, that gives you plenty of time to get ready. Get everything ready, get money lined up, get in shape, and stuff like that. Yeah, I'm planning on a trip overseas somewhere. I'm not sure where just yet, but you guys will know. Like, you keep watching the channel, you can see some crazy stuff. That's all I gotta say about that. MJB the place B says, "I won't be leaving in Philly." Okay, I already read that. Yeah, man, I got some great things planned. I'm really excited about it, but man, there's so many things happening. Oh Lord, I wish I could talk about this stuff, but man, it's been insane year. That's all I gotta say. Very busy, lots of moving parts. It was good to take a little break last night or this weekend. Super says, "No, I want to meet her, but I'm single. I'm a single parent, and it's kind of hard." Yeah, man. That is hard being a single parent and wanting to go overseas. That is difficult. That's really difficult. Can you have like grandparents or anything like that help you out for you to go there for like a couple weeks or anything? Because I'm telling you, then that's a relationship killer. That long distance relationships thing, that's hard. Especially when you start getting serious, the long distance relationship is very difficult on your relationship, especially if you've never met before. If you've met before, it's like a little hard. It's easier to deal with it. But MJB says, "I just started investing in Cloud Token." Oh, really, man? Just be careful. That's all I'll say. MJB is be real careful about the cryptocurrency, man. It's so volatile. This is coming from somebody who loves cryptocurrency and stuff. I mean, I love it, but just be careful because it's just up and down, especially with the new stuff. Any kind of new coins. I've definitely lost on a few new coins. Like, just be careful, man. And some of them aren't even real coins. That's another thing you want to check out is be very careful about the ones that are claiming to be a coin or a token and they're not really. And I'm not suggesting that Cloud Token is not. I'm just saying, just do your research, man. Do your research. That's why I kind of calmed down on crypto. I mean, I still do crypto. Don't get me wrong. I still do it. And I just pulled some money out of crypto. I just pulled like some cash I needed from crypto so I can do what I got to do. So it crypto works, man. Crypto works, and I'm holding like some Bitcoin. I'm holding some Dash. I'm holding some what else? EOS. I'm holding a whole bunch of coins, and it has a value, but it's just very volatile, especially the new ones. He says it's been going up and hasn't been down since I started. Another thing I've learned is like, don't be afraid to sell some of it. Don't be afraid to sell it when it goes super high. Sell it and then just buy it again when it goes back low. That's one thing I wish I would have done more of. And unfortunately, I'm I'm a crazy holder. Like I'll hold until it has no value. Don't do that. Don't be like me. Um, Let me see. Super says no help, but we talk all day, video chat and WhatsApp. Man, no help at all. That's hard, man. I know the feeling. I know that feeling for sure. Um, I myself am a single father doing it by myself. I mean, I got Yuri now, so that's a huge, huge, huge help to our family. But financially, man, emotionally, I'm it for the kids. Luckily, I have a little bit of help. I got my mom to help me out every now and then, so that's how I'm gonna be. My kids are older too. How old is your kid? My kids are like, they're to that age where they can kind of hang out by themselves. For I got one that's 13 and one that's 17, 18. So like my 17-year-old can now watch my 13-year-old. So that's actually huge benefit to my situation, which I didn't always have that. So I know how hard it is, man. Just hang in there, man. Just always put your baby first, for sure. That's for sure. I mean, I've had to take jobs working with the military. I've had to take jobs overseas and leave my kids, and that was a huge mistake. Don't do that. Don't do it, especially if they're younger. Who else we got? We got about 11 people watching. It's open topics, guys. If you didn't know, we're talking about anything and everything. Anything and everything. MJB in the place B says, my kid will be born February. Well, congratulations, man. Congrats. Your kid in the Philippines? I mean, I don't want to pry into your business, MJB. I'm curious. Is that if that's what you meant? I know a couple guys I know. Like I know Derek F has a kid who's in the Philippines. His girl just had a kid. Are you going in February to see your kid? My son is 9. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, you got a few years before you can, quite a few years before you can actually, yeah, man, that's, you have no one, like no one can help you out so you can go there. Cause that's really hard, because the thing is, if you ever want to do a visa with your girl, if you ever want to do a spousal or any kind of visa, you have to actually go there. Well, I'll just speak for K1. K1 visa, you're gonna have to go there and meet in person. Not sure about the spousal visa. Not sure if you have to meet, but K1 visa for sure. To get her here, you're gonna have to meet her in person, and then that's a requirement. So there's no way around. It's very hard to get around it. Derek F, how you doing, man? I was just talking about you, man. Having your baby in the Philippines, and MJB. I'm asking MJB if he has the same situation. You guys should talk, man. If so, because your girl just had a baby over there, right? And you're gonna get him fitted citizenship, right? You're going through that process right now, right, Derek F? One thing that's really cool about this network is a lot of folks are in the same situation, and it gives us an opportunity to like talk, to chit chat with one another and trade ideas about what to do, like not just like visa stuff or whatever, but like a relationship stuff, which is way more important. Really, the relationship stuff is it's harder, and it's way more important. It's the foundation of all this stuff. So just having this network of folks talking to one another, and trading information, like MJB, the place to be. Like you've got a kid on the way you got a kid on the way in February. I mean, Derek just had a baby in the Philippines, so you guys might want to trade information. Like for sure, you want to get some information on how Derek's about to get his kid U.S. citizenship, right? And then like how different things, and about how you can actually benefit, have your kid benefit from citizenship and all that kind of stuff, and going through the process. MJB says, I'm just looking for something to keep me there instead of working a few months and coming. That, man, yeah, that's another thing. Like, I know some folks who are doing it, who are either has a business here, real estate here, or some sort of a business here, and then they use their income, usually passive income, right, or some kind of remote work, but really passive income, and then they are able to live over there because it's so much cheaper to live there. That's one thing. And I know one guy. I wish I could have gotten an interview with him. I'm not sure what he's doing these days, but we kind of lost contact. Name was Rob White, but he's his wife and him are over there. They had a kid, and we were supposed to do an interview. I think we did one interview. If you look back in our old videos, you'll see a video of me and Rob White that you can look at where he has a job. He's working in the Philippines, and he's living with his girl and everything. So he's doing it. You know, I know that there's a dude named Black American Expat is doing it. I want to say he's living off his retirement. And then there's a dude named Black Filipino who's doing it. You know, we don't really, that's our, you know, those guys are in the expat Philippines space, and they got lots of information that you could use. They're living in the Philippines, so they could tell you a lot. I would definitely talk to those guys if you're really considering doing that. MJB, Derek F says birth certificate takes 2 months to come back from the PSA. What's PSA? Philippines. What is PSA? Derek. MJB says, I'm looking for something to keep me there instead of working for a few months and coming back for a month only. Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, same here. Like, I mean, I guess I could, like, if I didn't have, I'm just here for my kids, you know. Like, if I didn't have kids, I would probably work over there, be working, because I work remotely, so I could actually work right over there in Southeast Asia, man, be living like a straight boss. But yeah, I got 2 kids, so I'm pretty much stuck in the U.S. I mean, not stuck in the U.S. We're doing things here in the U.S., so it's not like I'm stuck. But I would love to be able to live on a small, more manageable income there. It's just so expensive here to live in the U.S. So we're just trying to do what we can. Derek F says, official Philippines birth. Oh, okay, official Philippines birth certificate. Because U.S. won't take one from the hospital. Oh, okay. Yeah, man, that's MJB, man. That's real good information for you to have, man, once your baby's born. MJB says possibly affiliate marketing or internet marketing. It can work. It's really rare to see people do it full time. It is possible, but you know, the people who I see doing really good on affiliate marketing or internet marketing are people with a huge following. I'm talking about 100,000 or more followers on YouTube, because you can make some real money on YouTube if you have like 100,000 followers. Us, we only have like 20,000 subscribers. Really, it's not about the subscribers. It's really about you can have. I know people who only have like 100 subscribers and they're making like crazy money, right? It's really about what you're selling. It's really about what you're selling, and it's about what your views look like. It really comes down to watch time. So if you can get a good watch time from even 100 followers, you can actually live on. But I noticed like the people who are bosses at this at YouTube are not necessarily the guys with like 100,000 subscribers. It's usually people who are selling a really good product or a service. Those are the guys who are making some real money off of this stuff. I noticed there's not a lot of people who are there's not a lot of people who are in the millions, right? Usually if they're in the millions of subscribers, like they can do well, But if they're not selling a product, or if they don't have like some kind of side thing where they're selling something else or some service or product, then they're not making that much money, you know. So they have to have some kind of a side gig. So that's really really important. Yuri is texting me right now. Let me just on live now. BRB. Okay, let's see here. Somebody said, Bruce, why don't you move to Malaysia or Singapore? Because they have some great school systems there. Um, I got an ex-wife, so it's like basically indentured servitude until my kids are older. Yeah, so I can't take them out of the country, but that would be dope if I could. It would do nothing but benefit them, me. But you know the way the court systems work here, and the way the system here is, it is what it is. So my kid has to go through school and see if she can establish a relationship with her mom here, biological mom. So that's why I've considered it, but can't leave. I'm the sole breadwinner. I'm the adult in the relationship, so that my kids need me, so I'm here. Yeah, I've definitely considered going to a cheaper income. I would love to do that. It would make things go a lot faster as far as business and saving and all that kind of stuff. I'd be able to take care of more people more easier, but it is what it is, man. I can't. I wish that there was a situation where my kids could, like my ex could help out. That would be great. It would be really, really incredible for all of us. But it is what it is. My kids need me. Bottom line. Let's see. VS says, I'm with you and wanted to leave U.S., but I'm stuck here waiting on when I qualify for a decent pension at my job so I can live and relocate to Asia. I love the U.S. As I've said many times, I don't want to have to leave, but essentially, like what I've seen some folks do, like what, if you've ever watched Markel TV, like the way he's doing it, smart man. What he's doing is he loves the U.S. too. He wants to stay, and his dream is to live in California, but it's so expensive there, right? So he's building businesses overseas. Like he's living in a cheaper place, living off of his passive income, building up, right, making more income streams, and then when he's at a certain level, move back to where he wants in the U.S. Because the quality of life here is really good. Can't lie, it's really good here. It's speaking from somebody who's been from many countries, the quality of life is hard to beat here in the U.S. That said, I would love to actually live in another country for a while, build up, and then come back or live wherever the hell I want. So it's just harder for me to have to stay here while we're building. Not to say it can't be done. There are a lot of options. There's there's real estate, there's business, there's stuff we can do here that we are doing here, by the way. And yeah, but the plan is to be able to build to where we can build where we can live wherever we want, including the U.S. with no problem. That's the plan ultimately. And if we ever choose to live overseas, then great. I'm not opposed to it. Let's see. MJB in the place to be says it's certain things that sell good, like some things that where you can make money every time you refer people. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. We've not for us. It's just not for us. But we've tried that kind of stuff, and I know some people who've been doing it for years who make a little side income off of it, referring people to buy certain things or things like that. Or yeah, I know it can work. Affiliate marketing can work. We make some money off of it every now and then from those like dating sites or whatever. People sign up with our link, to the dating sites, and we make a little cash off of that. It's every now and then. It's not a big thing we do all the time. It's not our main. It's just like a little side thing we do when we put links out there, and then sell other things too, like our own stuff that we have. Derek says, and have big sign saying that you can't give cash to speed up the process. And they have a big sign that says you can't speed up the process at the PSA. Oh, with money, yeah. Probably get offered all the time because they want to speed that process up, right? That's funny. That is funny. Yeah, if you guys didn't know, if you're just coming to this late or you happen to be kind of doing a drive-by on this live, we're just talking about open topics. We're just talking about anything and everything, just to give you some background information if you're not familiar with this channel. Basically, me and my wife has gone through the entire visa process, if you found us that way. And my wife recently became a U.S. citizen. We did the entire process, start to finish, by ourselves. We didn't use lawyers. We didn't use an agency. We didn't use any of that stuff. We did it 100% by ourselves. And I'm not saying it's bad to use one of those things. You can use any of those things, but you can do it by yourself if you're on a budget. We weren't necessarily on a budget. We could have paid, but we had heard so many bad stories about some of those agencies that we were like, you know what, we're just gonna do this by ourselves, and we did. So you can do it. And then we're an international couple, so we talk a lot about that kind of stuff. When we can, we travel around, so it's kind of a mixed bag for our channel. We're just kind of all over the place. But that said, we have a lot of experience with relationships for international couples. A lot of information on like American perspective on being in an international relationship with a Filipina. I can just tell you my experience. It's not necessarily going to be your experience, and it's just my opinion. But we've been married since 2014, so I had a relationship since 2012. I could tell you a lot of things about what to do, what not to do, my experiences as far as the cultural differences. I can tell you a lot about visa stuff. I can tell you a lot about becoming a citizen if your spouse happens to be going through that process. And we have a lot of connections with other people who've been through the process. For example, somebody right here who's live, right, talking to me right now, Derek F., who has a baby over in the Philippines, and now he's going through the process of getting his child a U.S. Citizenship and eventually getting his wife over to the U.S. So talk to us. That number is 855-75. No, I'm just kidding. There's no calling number. I'm just reading people's text. The things that you see right there. That's what I'm reading. MJB in the place B says, "Oh yeah, don't worry, you didn't miss anything on the 90 Day Fiancé train wreck." Man, I can't watch that show. It's too hard for me to watch. I cannot watch that show. It's just too much. When I'm watching it, I'm like, oh man, it's so cringy. You know what I mean? Like when you watch something, you're like, oh no, this guy's getting scammed, or no, this guy is, man, this guy is so old for this other person, or they're so incompatible. It's just, I don't know. I can't watch that show, man. We used to like watch it live, which got a lot of attraction, but I was like, man, I feel like I'm contributing to a disaster when I was promoting that show. And then a lot of times, like the 90 Day Fiancé would like try to get us to be on the show. Like when we were going through Yuri and I were going through the process, the 90 Day Fiancé people would contact us directly and try to recruit us to be on the show. We're like, nah, I'm good. Then like they would follow us around and try to get other people that we actually know, some people who've been on it. Like I know some people who are either there right now. Who is it? Oh man, what's that dude's name? He's on it right now. He's on it. He's on the show. I'm not sure if they'll air what he's doing or if it's. I think maybe what they do is they air it months. They film it months in advance and then they air it like months, like 6, 7, 8 months later, and they tell you, hey, don't say anything, don't spoil it, or whether. So he's on it right now, going through it. So, and I hope he comes back on here so he can tell us some dirt on what's going on with that show. And Derek says, yeah, paying the interview fee tomorrow. Wow, he's going through it right now. MJB says, shows more for comical for me. Yeah, it's so cringy, man. It's like laughing at a train wreck for me. You know what I mean? It's just, it is. You could clearly, LOL. You see the guy that gave test. Let's test that speed test. Wow, it's super fast, and for some reason I'm getting super slow speed. That's just odd. Not sure what's going on with my internet speed, guys. It's like freezing and stuff, or it looks like it's freezing. He gave her 40K like bot or Philippines money, or VS says, Bruce, did you check out the show which takes place in Colorado Springs on Discovery Channel, the detective Joe Kinnan? No, I didn't. I actually did not check that show out. I'm gonna check it out right now, actually. I'm gonna put it on this tab, and just in case you're trying to trick me and it's porn or something, I gotta put it over here before it goes online. Let me see. Is this it right here? 40K USD? No way, man. No freaking way. That's 40K. Hey, man, anybody's gonna fall in love for 40K. So this is the show, huh? Yeah, I remember I was supposed to give this contact to the folks over looking at the Jepsi Amaga case, huh? Yeah, very, very sad situation. Where does this play on? Where does this? Because I don't see this. Is it on Prime? Oh, excuse me. Because that'd be super cool to if they actually investigated that case, and it happens to be local too. Interesting. Still have not seen that show yet. Derek F says, yeah, she won't even pick him up at the airport. Told him to take a bus. I don't know, man. That's ridiculous. Why would you be with somebody like that? Why would you be with somebody and give them $40,000 of your money who won't even pick you up at the airport? Tell you to take a bus. You know what I mean? Like, who is this? What country are they from? I gotta know more. I have to know more about this. Derek. $40,000 and they had to take a bus? I don't know. I mean, at the some of these guys, like, they're so like, what's the word for it? immature, naive. It's almost like, what do you expect? If you're that naive, what do you expect to happen to you? You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, some of the scammers, like, that's their attitudes. Like, this guy's dumb. Like, what do you want me to do? You know, I'm doing what I can to survive. Like, yeah, this guy is an idiot. You know, that's their attitude, some of them. It's just sad, man. It's sad to see that. It really is. And sometimes those dudes, they're, um, they're trying to do what they think is right, and it's like, that's not the right thing, man. Just giving money to people is not the right thing to do. It's not. You're not helping. You're not helping them. You know, you're basically enabling them to continue to do that, and 9 times out of 10, they're just doing it to several guys. You're enabling them to take it. I did it too. This is coming from somebody who did it. Okay, so I'm not calling you dumb or anything like that, man. I did it. I know why. Like, and well, I know why I did it was because I was like, damn, $30 is not a lot. You know what I mean? $30 is like chump change for me. So I would send $30 here and there. But the thing is, like, you're enabling those people. They should not be on those sites doing that, because they're just getting it from. It's $30 from you, $30 from this other person, $40 from this old dude, $80 from this other person who happens to have a bunch of money. They're just, they're making a living off of going on the sites asking for money. Basically, there's a beggar. There's an online panhandler, a digital panhandler. That's what you're enabling it. And they could do something else, but you're funding them to do what they're doing. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, let's see. VS says it's on the Discovery Channel. Okay. MJB said, I believe she's on the new 90 Day Fiancé spinoff. Yeah, but what country is she from? I'm curious. Yeah, I mean, there was that one from Russia, and who's pretty smart. Like, she actually has a website now and she has a following, a fan following, and I believe she's making money off of her fame. That was a smart move, super smart move. Like, if you're gonna be demonized, might as well make some money off of it. So I can't remember her, Anfisa, I think that was her name, but she's making money off of it. Her and her guy, like, they have their own channel, like, it's on YouTube, and they've got like a whole bunch of followers. And then you've got, oh man, a few of them actually started making money off of it. I think that's smart. That's a smart move, because people are going to demonize you, so might as well capitalize off of, somebody's going to capitalize off of it. The show definitely is. Yeah, I would not go on 90 Day Fiancé, man. No way. Especially knowing everything I know now. At the time when we were first approached by it, we were like super excited. We're like, oh man, I can't believe they've contacted us. MJB says it's a Russian girl in Philippines now. She has a channel. Are you talking about Anfisa? Or you're talking about the one who got the 40 grand and told the dude to take the bus? Hey, BrolyCon, how you doing? Says good evening. Are you ready for Spider-Man? Heck yeah, I am, man. I can't wait. Can't wait to see the multiverse. Can't wait. They're going to introduce the multiverse. Possibly, maybe. Well, according to the trailer. Okay, I don't know anything that you don't know. I just saw the trailer, just like you. Can't wait. That's going to be great. I don't think I'm going to see it on like the first day. Like, I don't think it gets too crowded. So, BrolyCon said 90 Day Fiancé is fake. They only want drama relationships. Yeah, I think that it's fake in that I think it's real in that it's real people, but I think what they do is they dramatize it. You know, like I think that's what they do with most reality shows. They film. They're really filming people in real situations. And but sometimes I think some of it's staged. I think they do stage some things. It's real people where it's not necessarily actors a lot of times. It's mostly people in real situations, but they'll stage some of it. I think some of it's even scripted. But then where the magic happens is that they edit it. They edit it to look more dramatic than it is. And then they make people look worse than they are. Like that one dude, Muhammad, and I can't remember her name, but a dude from man, what country? He was from an African country. But he was with this American lady who was an older lady, and he was from Morocco, I think. And it didn't look good. I mean, the guy was flirting with other women and stuff, and you know, it was a fairly okay looking dude. And then the lady was an older woman, you know, and had like a bunch of ungrateful kids and stuff, and they were already in a bad situation. They just made a bad situation worse. It was not a good situation. The guy was definitely flirting with other women. The guy was definitely doing his thing, you know. But it sounded like it started off like the guy was already gaming her, and then he tried to make it work. He came to the U.S. on a K-1 visa or whatever, and they got to the point where he got a green card, and then she caught him flirting with all these girls, like some girl in another state, and then he would go on these trips in the U.S. without her. And then he would meet up with these girls. There was never any evidence of that, but he would meet up with some girl in another state, come back to her, right? And they caught a lot of that on, but like the drama was like, it's like, why not just let them, why encourage them to stay together? Why encourage it? Like, I don't know. They made a bad situation worse, in my opinion. MJB says, nah, it's another Russian actually in Philippines now. Oh, okay. Maybe a model, because the Filipinos, they love the white girls. So she's probably a model over there. They love that look, especially the Russian look, blonde hair, blue eyes. Broly Khan says, really, real people, they exaggerate the situation. I do think it's staged for a partner. Yeah, it is. And it's set up to be worse than it. Yes, that's exactly right. As actually we talked to, who was it that we talked to, who was either on the show or, and they kind of told us about like what they do. They kind of mentioned that, yeah, it's they kind of cherry pick certain scenes, and then they like edit it to make it more dramatic, and because they got to put on a show, right? They got to appease the masses with, you know, bread and circus. And that's exactly what they're doing, is making it as ridiculous as possible. Jay Barnes, how's it going, man? How you living? What's going on with you? You been back to Hong Kong lately? We're just open topics, man. There's nothing going on. I just want to talk to you guys, so it's completely open topics. I don't even know what's gonna happen with this live. We're just talking about random stuff, so feel free. Talk about whatever you want. MJB says, I'm friends with a few who were from the first season, 90 Day Fiancé. Wow. So yeah, what do they say? Yes, isn't it? It's staged, right? Some of it's staged, and then the way they edit it makes it look a certain way, right? Finally, Maria is here. Wow, that's great, Mr. Barnes. That's fantastic. So in the U.S., you guys went through the whole process. Everything's good. That's awesome, man. Like, you're so many great success stories as far as going through the visa process. So that's, love to hear that. Glad you guys are finally through the process. No more traveling back and forth from Hong Kong, huh? Congrats. What you guys plan? You guys have any plans on what you're gonna do next, or Maria is she like prepping to get a career here or anything? Got any plans at all? Like what you guys just gonna chill? Like she's been working her butt off. Maybe she's just gonna chill out for a while, not get a job, and just hang out like I was trying to get Yuri to do for many years. Yeah, Yuri, by the way, is working, so that's why she's not on these lives. She is working. Hopefully, she'll be back into it, but we'll see. Let me see who we got here. Let me see if I can check who is on here. It doesn't really tell you the participants. It kind of gets. All I'm seeing is Big Rob and James Cox, but I can see that there's like 10 people on here. Yeah, I can't wait to take a break and travel overseas again soon. Oh man, I need a break, man. This grind it's been getting to me, man. Daily grind is like breaking my mind. And it's been like this for like years. I haven't been overseas in like, man, I haven't been overseas in so long, man. I miss it. I really do miss it. When's the last time I went overseas? The cruise. Last time I took a cruise overseas, Mexico, to Ensenada, Mexico, and that doesn't barely even counts as a overseas trip. Big brother, how you doing? It says 9. 10. Jay Barnes says, yes, sir. Thank you for everything. We will invite you to the wedding. She wants to work, but I'm asking her to consider taking time off to rest. Maybe to go to school, start a business. Yeah, Jay Barnes, man, just to tell you like what happened to me and Yuri. Like I really pushed really hard for for Yuri not to take a job because I was telling I'm an older dude. I've been working since I was really young, and I was telling her don't do it. Like you have an opportunity to like just focus on business and get straight passive income. I'll work with you to get the passive income. And just like trying to get her mindset to be in a different place. And I pushed really hard, but she's a worker bee. She wants to be busy. She wants to get out. She wants to. That's just how some people are. You know what I mean? So, and so, I wish looking back, I wish I would have just been like pushed her to go into the workforce, and then had that business mindset in the background. Just did it myself, and then just let her do her thing. I wish I would have. If I could go back in time, that's what I would do. Because what happened was all that stuff kind of backfired on me. Because business is hit or miss. It's not always going to work. So it takes a certain kind of mindset to be a business person. And some people just are not there. Not to say Yuri's not there. She's definitely business. She comes from a whole business family. But what I'm trying to do is working from home. Like a lot of stuff I do is working from in my house, making income, but I can go anywhere I want. So that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to make a restaurant or anything like that. So she's more of an extrovert and wants to get out there and be with the people and all that. And I'm an introvert. I'd rather make money. I want to. It's not that I don't want to be around people, but I want to do it when I want to do it, not it just feels like a grind if I'm out there every day with customers, which I did. I did that before. I used to have a place here locally, and it was such a hassle dealing with employees, man, and dealing with like people's attitudes and like customers and stuff. It was really cool. I do miss aspects of it, but I'd rather just have a drama-free deal. Yeah, man, just invite us to the wedding, man. I don't know if we'll be able to go, but just let us know. You never know, man. Sometimes we'll end up in certain states, or you never know. So just let us know, man, when you have your wedding. MJB said, tell me about it. I've been stacking up like a madman. Derek F says, I have been verified. I have verified you can live off 500 a month there. You can. You can. It's gonna be, you're gonna be on a budget, but yeah, I mean, I know a couple people who are doing that, who are living off of, not that they're making more than that, but they're living off of as little as possible. I want to say a couple people have mentioned that. Black American Expat has mentioned he's living off of fairly on a lower bracket. He's making more, but he's living off living beneath his means, under his means, which is good. Above it, he's not living above his means. Put it to you that way. And then who else is doing that? Yeah, actually a few people I know who are. I'm not sure if it's 500. Another person you want to talk to, or you want to check them out and talk to them, is Philippine Scenes. That dude is super smart about how he spends his money, and I believe he's living in Cebu. I want to say he's living with his girl in Cebu. And a couple videos he did, he explains how much money he's making. Like, he talks about, here's how much money I spent on food. Here's how much money. He does it like a cost of living blog. And those are really informative. So you definitely want to check that out. It's called, let me just type it here. Just go to YouTube and type in Philippine Scenes. And that guy lives off of on a budget. I have no idea how much money he actually makes, so that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying he lives on, I want to say about $600 or $700 a month, like, or less. And another person, if you didn't already know, is of course Black American Expat. And then who else is living on Bobby Dix has a series where he talks about how much budget he has to check him out. If you guys have anybody else who who's living like on a budget and breaks down what they're doing, that's what I'm talking about. People who've broken down, like, here's how much I live on, here's how much my apartment costs, here's how much. Then let MJB know so we can. Instigator, how you doing, man? How's life treating you? How's the wife? How's everything going, man? Instigator, we got Instigator and Jay Barnes. Like, what's really interesting about these two brothers is that these guys both had their girl. This is an incredible story, guys. If you're watching this is a great story. So both these guys had their girls who are Filipina in Hong Kong, right? Overseas Filipino workers, and met their girl in Hong Kong, had a relationship that spanned 1, 2, 3 years, right? Brought the now wife over here to the U.S. Great people to talk to if you're going through the same thing, because they're very down-to-earth, good people that will tell you, hey, here's what I went through. Just interesting story, because I remember when you guys had your girl there going through it in Hong Kong, and now here they are in the U.S. living with you. So that's great, man. Now let me just tell you guys, like, the real work begins, and the real work is the relationship. And you're gonna have problems, but you just gotta work through it, as a team. That's how Yuri and I have been able to do it. Working through it as a team, always communicating with one another, and understanding that you have a different culture. That was one thing that really kept us going, is that I understand that Yuri has a completely, even though, like, because Filipinos, they speak such good English that sometimes us Americans, we forget that they are not American, you know what I mean? Like, they feel like the Filipinos, like, they're so adaptable as a people, and their English is so good, and they're so cool that they won't, but their culture's so different, you know what I mean? Like, they eat rice every day like we eat meat almost every day. We go to the bathroom different. They have a different connection to their family that we don't have. They have a different connection to, it's just so different. You know what I mean? It's just so different. And you have to always keep that in mind. Even like the way they expect you to interact with them as a lover is different, you know, than what we would do here as Americans. And you have to pick up on that and adapt yourself. Don't forget you have a different culture. And also, when they get homesick, you know, send them home. Let them go home for a while. And if you can, go with them. But if not, support them. Big Brother says, "Hey Bruce, personal question. I'm dating online, but only approaching girls with certain qualifications and full-time jobs for 3 reasons. 1, she won't need monthly allowance. 2, more chance for a job when I bring her here. And 3, desperate for a provider. Is that too picky or too snobbish?" You know, in my personal opinion, Big Brother, I think that's, you know, whatever standard. It's not for me to judge your standard. But that I'll tell you this, from the outside looking in, that's actually a pretty good standard. And the reason I say that is because they have their own standard. They have their standard for us. It's kind of funny, like Yuri got in huge trouble for telling American dudes, like, here, you should have a standard, you know. But it's true, they have a standard. You think they don't have a standard on us? You think that they're not looking for a certain look for a guy, a certain amount of money that you make, a certain attitude towards women? Like, they have their own standards. So you should have a standard too. There's nothing wrong with a dude having a standard on his. But yeah, I think that's a pretty good standard. I wouldn't say that was a bad thing to do, like looking for a lady with a job. I would say that's a good thing, because you know that she's not lazy, to be honest with you. You know, that's probably the biggest thing, you know, to me, because you know, there's some folks that are kind of deadbeats that you're gonna meet, and that's why they're looking for a foreigner, because they want a dude who's gonna take care of them. It's like, I'm gonna take care of you, but you know what I mean? Like, when you come here, I'm expecting us to be on the same, you know, team. Like, that means I want you to work as hard as I'm working for the relationship. So I don't want no scrubs, just like you don't want no scrubs. So yeah, man, I don't think that's too picky. Probably, let me see, there was one that kind of stood out for me. More chance to get a job. Yeah, I mean, that's helpful. Monthly allowance. What happens though is, like, when you have a girl, once you guys get serious, I can tell you this, even if she has a job, well, this is what happened to me and Yuri. Yuri always has income. Like, she always finds a way to make money. Like, she's a hustler like myself, right? And I was looking for that quality. Like, somebody who always finds a way, you know, education or no education. Somebody who finds a way to get by and live okay by themselves, and that's Yuri. She's a straight up hustler. And that's exactly, not hustler in that I'm gonna scam people, but hustler in that I'm gonna go out and get this money by any means necessary. I'm gonna find a legal way to make money, right? So that's Yuri, an ethical, legal way to make money. And so what happened with us is that she had a job, she had money coming in, she was working, you know, doing this stuff. But once you figure out the economy there, you realize that it's harder to make money there. Like, it's harder to live, not hard to make money, but it's harder to live on the income that they get, because they don't have, like in the U.S., like the benefit that we have that people don't really talk about is our middle class is pretty strong. Don't get me wrong, it's still hard for middle class to live here because of the income gap and all that kind of stuff. But in the Philippines, it's like 100 times worse. Like, the income gap is so big. It's like their economy is like a barbell, right? Where you have rich people in the Philippines. You have straight multimillionaires in the Philippines. But you mostly have a bunch of poor people after that. And even their middle class struggles to survive. So once I saw that from Yuri, like, even though she had 2-3 ways of making money, it wasn't enough. So I would just send, hey, you know, you need a load for your phone, you need, you know, I would offer her that, like, hey, do you need, and sometimes she'd be like, no, I'm good, and, you know, don't, Or here was what she would do. She's such a boss that I would send her money, right? She's like, hey, thanks a lot. I appreciate that, baby. And then like a month later, she would still have that money I just gave her. A boss. She's a boss, man. And I was like, damn, like she's way better with money than me. You know what I mean? So she would have, I would send her, something. She's like, no, I didn't need it. And like, all right, put it in the bank, right? And then I'll send her something else. She would spend what she needed and then put the rest in the bank. And so sometimes I'll be like, hey, are you good? I'm not gonna be able to send you cash this time. She's like, I'm good. You already sent me money. I'm like, what do you mean? That was like a month ago. I was saved it. So that's kind of the quality that I didn't even know. Like I wasn't even looking for that, and there it was. But just look out for that, because that tells you she has so many good habits that to be honest with you, has been very beneficial to both of us. Now that we're here, we both are on the same team. Like she's still stacking paper like a boss, just like she always did, and I love that personally. That's an awesome person to have on your team. So yeah, man, I don't think that's too much to ask. Derek F says, I met him here. What do you met who here? I must have missed that. Let me see. What did Derek say? 500, living off of 500. You're saying you met one of the guys here. Okay. Instigator says, I'm so tired of the government. So they are so money hungry. Now I have to pay $2,000 for the I-485. When does all this fee stop? Man, $2,000? Was it $2,000? When I did it, it was Gator. It's K1 and K2. Oh man, that's hard. I know it's messed up, man. But I'm laughing because I know how you feel. So after the 2000, there's gonna be you're doing the 2-year green card, right? So after the 2-year green card, what'll happen next after the 2-year green card is there'll be another fee for the 10-year green card. But that's about 18 months from now. And that'll be the next big fee. And that one's how much was it? $700. And I'm offline. Man, this thing has been, what is going on here? Okay. So it says I'm still streaming, but I don't know if I'm still streaming. All right, maybe what we do is just go ahead and kill this. All right, if you guys can still see me, I'm seeing this thing just cut off, and it's been up and down for the whole time, and I don't know what happened. So what I'll do is I'm gonna go ahead and save this, and then I'm going to do, what am I gonna do? I'm going to, should I kill this? I'm thinking I should kill this because I'm not seeing you guys anymore. It says it's live, but I just saw it turn off, so I'm not sure what is happening. Okay, let me see if I can restore chat. Can you guys hear me? I was just about to end this thing because I saw it just cut off. Oh, okay, good. Okay, good. Okay, sorry about that. I just saw it. It just said it cut off, and so I didn't know what was happening. Glad I didn't stop it. Great. So, okay, back to this. Yeah, so fees. We're talking about fees, right? So there's going to be another fee in about 18 months that you'll have to do. The good thing about that is if your girl already has a job, then that'll help you out financially. So let me see. Yeah. So yeah, so it'll be around $700, and I'm not sure how much it's gonna be with a kid. I think it's gonna be more. That's for the 10-year green card. And then there'll be one more after that, and that one will come. That depends on on how quickly she can get the citizenship. But that's 3 years from the point that you guys are married. So uh, for us, the 10-year green card got delayed for 2 years straight. So after the 2 year mark, we spent the $700+ and that took us to 2 more years because they kept extending it for 2 more years. So that was actually 700 in 2 years. Yeah, then 2 years later we had a last fee, and that last fee was like $600 for the U.S. to apply for the U.S. citizenship, and then that's it. And then we were done. Like, we don't have no more fees. Like, she's now a U.S. citizen. The last fee I did was a passport, and that's optional. U.S. passport. Yeah, that's up to you, totally up to you. So yeah, there's 2 more fees guaranteed after that. So hang in there, man. I know, I feel your pain. And I missed a few messages because I thought this thing cut off. So let me just read through that. San Juan says, when are you going back to the Philippines? San Juan, that's classified. I'm definitely going back at some point in the future. I can't wait. Can't wait to go visit. We're gonna go travel all over. Hopefully in the near future, but we'll see. You guys will just keep watching this channel. You might see something special. Jerry Terry says, always keep your eyes open for odd expenses. If you are dating and supporting a Filipina as well. LOL. Mine just the opposite. She had money. She spent it. Yeah, watch out for that, man. My girl is she is so good with money, man. She's so good. She's so smart with money. Like, that's one thing I don't have to worry. I'm so glad that's different. You know, that's because that, man, I just went through many years of hell with somebody who was not good with money. So having her like save up money for us and like being on the same page as far as where we want to be financially and stuff is so incredible. You know, I mean, just talk to your girl, man, to be on the same page. Oh, okay. I went away and came back. Okay, cool. Let me see. Big Brother says maybe watchers need to click the like button. Yeah, hit that like button, guys, so I know that you're alive. Hit that like button if you can still hear me. MJB in the place to be says this guy's channel could help you, Derek. This guy's channel. I'm not sure who he's talking about. You guys must be talking to one another. Because if you're talking about Derek and me and Derek's been talking for a long time. Derek's a huge supporter of this channel, so Derek is a vet at Yuri Bruce. Instigator says, I was talking to a friend who did not have to do half of what I'm doing, and he came illegal. Go figure. Yeah, man, it sucks. It sucks that I know, like the we know some illegal immigrants. I don't know how else to say it. So we know some, and I would say it was harder. For them, the ones that I met, because they like living in fear and stuff like that. But they eventually had to go through all this process, because with their process, they don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I mean? Which I think is way worse. Their situation's way different, because at any time they can be deported, or they could, like, you don't want to live like that. Like, who wants to live like that? You know what I mean? Especially if you're trying to do something legit and something huge here in the U.S., like buy real estate or some, you have kids and all that. You want your kid living in fear of their father or mother being deported? No way, man. It's way harder. Like, the people we know, the situations they had, man, is ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. We have one. I'll tell you one story. No names. We knew one DACA person, and she came here. She didn't choose to come here. Her parents brought her here. So somehow So her mother got here legally, right? Went through the visa process and everything, but overstayed her visa, right? I guess I don't know if she got a job here. No, I'm not sure how she got here, but and most of, like, contrary to popular belief, like they keep saying, oh, the illegals are coming over and going through the wall, and there's no wall and all that kind of stuff, and it's an epidemic, and yeah, it's bad. It's 11 million undocumented people here. That's true, right? But most people who are here illegally is because they overstayed their visa. Most. So anyway, back to the story. So the person we know, was here illegally because her parents brought her here, were here legally, and then they overstayed their visa, and now they're in a situation where, okay, the daughter's been here for 20 years, and this is her home. The mother, check this out. So this is why we gotta do something about this illegal immigration stuff. The mother was actually with this dude who trapped her in the basement, and the lady was too afraid to go to the cops because she didn't want to get deported. So that's what happens, is that the illegal immigrants are here, and so they're so afraid to get deported that people are taking advantage of them, right? And it becomes like a human trafficking situation where the person, there's evil people here. There's people who are going to take advantage of it, and people who are going to use, they're like, hey, I'll get you deported if you don't do this. If you don't do X, you're going to get deported, right? I'm going to call ICE. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. So this dude trapped her in his basement for like years, traumatized this person, and using these scare tactics for years and years until she was able to eventually become a legal citizen. It's just, why do we want that to happen? Why do we should just have some way, like there should just be some method for people to come here and work legally, for them to come forward and be like, okay, look, I'm here, and I just want to work. I'm just here to work. I'm here to pay. I'll pay taxes. I'll do X. I'll do this. I'll do that. I just wish there was something like that. I just wish there was a smarter government in place that could take care of that. And for the past four presidencies, nobody's been able to make it happen. This just sucks, man. It sucks that that's happening right now. For two reasons. It sucks for Americans because we don't know who these people are. We don't know who's here, right? They're undocumented. We don't know who. They could be anyone. And then also, you got the whole tax thing. Are they paying taxes? They're definitely using the resources. There's that. So that's a huge burden. And then for them, like, they're living in the shadows and stuff. There's got to be a medium where we can have them come forward and then do some sort of documentation and or deport them. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe have it to where it's a temporary visa, and then after the visa's over, boom, they gotta go. I don't know. There's got to be something we can do. Let me see. Terry says, my last visit to the Philippines, I was kind of held captive by a family I was there to see. You were held captive? What do you mean held captive? Like against your will? Like what do you? I don't understand. Interesting story. I want to hear more, Mr. Jerry. Instigator says, so what happened to her visa is out of status. What will they do to her, and will it be harder to get the I-485 to be accepted, or will they make it harder for... No. Okay, I know what you're saying. Instigator, correct me if I'm wrong, but what you're saying is your girl's here legally on the K1, but the K1 only lasts for 90 days. Excuse me. So you're saying she's on a K1 and it's about to expire, and what happens if you don't get the I-485 on time, because now she's, if you looking at it just bare fact, she's illegal? No. So here's how it works. So it's kind of it's a weird gap, and I'm just telling you this from people I know. I'll just tell you a story, and this, I think this will clear it up for you a little bit. This will give you a little bit of reprieve from, like, you're probably stressed. Oh man, we got to do all this stuff as soon as possible. We got to pay this $2,000 and all this kind of stuff. But no, let me tell you a story, and this will give you an idea of how the window that you have. So we knew somebody here, not once again not saying any names, but one of our good close friends that Yuri still goes to see every now and then. Like that's how close they are. Was in here in Colorado, and they actually him and her and her husband, they didn't do the I-485 until I want to say 9 months to a year. It took them. I don't recommend waiting that long, but they took a long time. So basically, she came here on a K1, right? The K1 visa is 90 days, so it only lasts for, it only lasts for like another month or something while they were married. They got married, and then the visa expires, right? But she's here legally. She got here on the K1. The K1's a single entry. You come in. It's just for you to come here and get married, right? There would be a problem if she didn't marry you. Like, because the K1 is based off of you getting married to this person. Now, if she came here, didn't get married, and just fled, went to another country, or not another country, another state or something, that's a problem. That's an illegal immigrant. But if she comes here, K1, gets married to you, right? And then you guys are living together, just like you said you were going to do on all the documentation that you filled out, right? That's why you do the I-29F, and that's why you do all those documents to say, hey, it's a legitimate relationship. We're going to get married in 90 days. You're saying these are all the things we're going to do. We have a legitimate relationship. And now she's here on the K1, and so back to the story of the people that I was talking about. So they actually didn't do their I-485, the green card, until like 9 months later, 9 months to a year later. And then when she actually applied for it, no problem. Just applied for the I-485, got it with no problems, and that was it. I don't recommend that because there's a couple issues, like once what you don't want to do is start it and then stall. You don't want to start and then not go through the process, because what happens when you start it is they start setting you up for appointments. And if you miss those appointments, then I don't know what happens after that. So you have time is what I'm getting at, Instigator. Is, you don't have to rush to pay that $2,000 or whatever it is. Like, just take your time. Like, take however months you need. I wouldn't go like 9 months. I think that's pretty long. And I don't know. Is this coming from somebody who's not, I'm not I don't know anything. I'm just a guy who went through the process, and I'm just telling you people who I know who've gone through it. And I'm not a lawyer or anything like that. So don't take my word for it. Let me see. Got Instigator in the house. He says, but she's out of status. Okay, I already talked about that. Jerry says, I was not allowed to leave the house while my ex was at work. Once I figured it out, all hell broke loose, and I had a place rocking and rolling. It was freaking awesome. You were not allowed to leave the house. Why? Why were you, like, who was stopping you? Was it your girl? Is it because there's so many women out there, out in the Philippines? Is it because you'll be attacked by multiple women all over the place? Is that the reason? Or what? I'm trying to figure that one out. Mr. Biloxi Fireman says, thanks again for all the videos, Yuri and Bruce. I did the paperwork myself. My Filipino wife and I in the U.S. for 2 years, and we have a 3-year-old. You guys are the best. Do I know these people? You guys look familiar. You look familiar. Are you the one with the cousin that was on 90 Day Fiance? Is this? I think I know these people. I gotta Google this. Is this who I think it is? I think I know these people. Hold up. Let me just do a quick little search here. We used to talk a lot on Visa Approved, right? Didn't we? You guys were on Visa Approved. When we used to be on there all the time. I'm trying to remember who this is. I want to say I know these people. No, okay, you guys are somebody different. All right, but yeah, man. Thanks for watching, man. Appreciate you, and congratulations on your baby boy. And I always love to hear those great stories, man. of people making it work, doing the hard work. The real hard work, like I said, like I always say, is when you guys get together. It's not the visa. It's hard because you're stressed from being apart. You know what I mean? But the real work comes from when you're together. So, I love to see when people make it work. I really hate to see people breaking up and stuff like that, which happens from time to time, but that's part of life, right? Big Rob says, Broly Khan, I strongly agree. I had people ask me about going on the show because I'm in LDR, and I said, heck no, man, don't go on that show. Don't do it. I don't even know if they pay you to ruin your relationship and your life, but that's not worth the fame, man. Mr. Biloxi Fireman says, nope. Okay, yeah, I think you guys are different people. I know you from Messenger, helping you guys out. Man, okay. Like I meet so many people online, man. Sorry if I don't recognize you. Jerry Terry says, for all I can tell, they thought I was going to leave. I had made it known before I came. I had plans to explore, and they did not want that to happen. Well, why? Why wouldn't they want you to explore their beautiful country? Why wouldn't they? Why? There's got to be a reason. Like, why they wouldn't want you to. I already had spent over 2 months with them over the years, staying in their house, and for some reason they didn't want you to explore. That's just strange. They feel like they were gonna get in trouble or something, or you're telling me parts of the story and it sounds interesting, but it's like that movie Memento. You're like giving me like bits and pieces, and I'm having to put the puzzle together. But Mr. Biloxi, man, let me see. Yeah, I don't remember, man, but I'm looking at your picture right now. I'll just go ahead and subscribe to you. Looking at your picture and your beautiful wife, man. Congrats. Big congratulations to you guys. Really happy you guys made it, man. Keep going. Bane Parker says, will the USA recognize my marriage in the Philippines, or do I have to get married? This is a question for everyone. Anybody who can answer this. All right, here's the question, guys, if you're watching. It says, will the U.S. recognize my marriage in the Philippines, or do I have to get married again in the U.S.? So this is a question, I think, Bane, my question is, are you bringing your girl here to the U.S.? I've already proposed the question to everybody, posed the question to anyone who can answer that, because I don't know. But are you bringing your wife here to the U.S. on a CR1? Because there's some people here who can help you out with the CR1. I personally did not go through the CR1 process. Can't really say much about it. And I know some people who've gone through it, but oh, you're not bringing her here, but you want your marriage to be recognized in the U.S.? Somebody can answer that. Anybody, everybody, please, need your help. San Juan says they didn't want him to explore without his girlfriend. I think I know why. I think I have an idea why that is. Jerry Terry says, I'm American, and I would be a hot commodity there, and I had also made it known that I was not there to be their daughter. I was not there to be with their daughter. Okay, can't read. I was not there to be with their daughter, and I had broken up with her, but still with the family. Oh, okay. So they're putting you on lockdown so you wouldn't go find another girl. But little did they know you already had one. Mr. Biloxi says, it's all good, Bruce. There's no way you can remember everyone. I just wanted to say thanks for all the help, all the videos and help. Man, appreciate you, man. Thanks thanks for watching. Thanks for talking to us. We really wouldn't do this without people talking back. So I appreciate you. Mr. Parker says just to visit, not to live in the USA. Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure if they recognize but somebody here knows. So I'm hoping that the wisdom of the community will come through on that one. So if you guys are coming here late, I've got a question for you guys. Mr. Parker wants to know. He is married in the Philippines, right? He wants to know, is his marriage recognized here in the U.S. or does he have to get married in the U.S. as well? Now he doesn't plan on coming to the U.S. So my thing is I don't know why you would be concerned with that, Mr. Parker. I don't know why you would be concerned with what America knows about your marriage, because you're not coming to the U.S. So why would it matter for you? Unless you're for tax reasons, or what reason would you need them to recognize your marriage would be my question. Let me see. Mr. Mike T. Man says you need to report your marriage to the U.S. Embassy. Boom. There's one answer for you, Mr. Parker. Another place you might want to check out is Visa Journey. I have no affiliation with that site, but it's visajourney.com, and that could help you out. And I don't know since you're not getting a visa, I don't know how useful that's going to be to you. But Parker says, I have an online business and live in the Philippines. That's incredible, man. Somebody was just asking about this. There's somebody here who wants to know how you're doing it. Somebody just asked about that very thing that you do in real life. MJB, in the place to be, there's a man who's living the life right there. Living online in the Philippines, just like you want to do. You might want to talk to that guy. It's amazing the community that we have here. Between all of us, somebody is a real estate guru and somebody is online making money living in another country. There's all kinds of amazing people here. People who have successfully brought their wife from another country, people who have successfully married an overseas Filipino worker and brought her to the U.S. and now living happily ever after in the U.S. There's all kinds of people here that we've been communicating with one another and getting information and getting through this whole process. So it's really cool. Instigator says, I'm worried about my wife being able to get an AID. Her passport visa expires. Oh my God, man. We went through this on the 22nd of July, and her visa is good until 2024. But they look at the I-94 date that expires on the 22nd of July. Man, I-94, once she's here, to be honest with you, what I've seen is I-94, it matters, but it doesn't matter. I thought too, oh man, the I-94, oh no, Looking back, it really didn't matter much. There was a couple times I needed it, but it didn't matter that it expired for some reason. One time, Yuri and I went on a. She had her EAD card, didn't have her. Had her passport, hadn't expired yet. I'll get to that. I'll get to the expiration of that. Got some information on that one, but yeah, we went on a trip to. We went to Mexico, and so because we went to on a trip on a boat, we went on a cruise. She had to have her. We took her I-94, we took her EAD card, and then her passport, her Philippines passport, and all those three things got us through, and so we had no problems. What other time did I need the I-94? I needed the I-94 to get her a social security number. They needed the I-94 to do that. I would definitely do that. After you guys get married, Instigator, You can put the I-485 adjustment of status off for a month or 2 or 3 or whatever, but you want to definitely get her social security number. So what you'll do is you get married, you have your license, your marriage license, take that to the social security office, get her a social security number right away, because you'll need the I-94 for that. Let me see, what else? Oh yeah, so I was gonna tell you about the expiration. So Yuri, we're in the same situation. Like her, she got here. We went through the whole process, and her freaking passport, her Philippine passport, expired. So then she had to go through. She had to go to the Philippine consulate, which was a pain in the ass, man. It was such a pain in the ass. Like our government, like our process sucks, but man, Philippines process is so bad. It's so much worse. It's so much slower. It's so much more ridiculous. She never did get it. Oh no, she did, but it took like 2 years. But let me show you what you do. Okay, so they never tell you this stuff. So you're supposed to do something called a report of marriage. Like, let me show you. Report of marriage. And this is the Philippines process. Let me just find it real quick. Let me find the proper. What you want your girl to do is go. This is pretty important, man. Nobody tells you this. No one tells you this. We have some videos about it. Like you can see our videos about this, but have your girl go to the Philippines embassy, one of these sites. The sites are different, by the way. Like oh man, it's so frustrating to go through this. So go to the embassy. There's only certain embassies that handle you. Like since you're in Tennessee or whatever state you're in, I think you're East Coast, you can go to Chicago embassy. Philippines embassy. So for Yuri and I, since we're in Colorado, we had to go to the California embassy. Even though the Chicago embassy is closer, we had to go to the California one. So long story short, there's a document here called a report of marriage. Let me just report of marriage. The process is slightly different depending on what embassy you go to. This is how ridiculous this process is. Well, and you're probably thinking, what does report of marriage have to do with my wife's expired passport? Apparently everything. So it's so ridiculous. So anyway, go to they're gonna explain it on these sites. So I would, if I were you, actually what I would do is I would go to the Chicago embassy. Let me just see if I can. Let me find it real quick. Chicago embassy. Embassy Philippines. I think this is the one that it'll tell you which one your girl's supposed to go to. But I think the one you're supposed to go to is the Chicago embassy. So that's where I'm going. This is the site she has to go to. I hope you're seeing this. And let me see if I can put this right in there. This is important, man. Nobody tells you this. We had to learn it by trial and error. So instigator, if you're still watching this, your girl's gonna have to do, after you guys get married, she's got to do something called a report of marriage. So you want to go to the consulate of the Philippines in Chicago, I think, and they service the Midwest, right? You may even need to go to the New York one. I don't know. Either you're gonna have to go to the Chicago one or the New York one, and I don't know which one you have to go to, but whichever one, they'll have the process that she needs to renew her passport. That process will include the report of marriage that she'll have to do. That's what I'm trying to get you to that's what I'm getting at. And it's confusing, but I promise you when you get to the site and go through it, it'll be even more confusing. So here it is right here. Let me see I don't even know which one does your state. Let me see if I can find that. If I can find the one that does your state. So let me see. Your state is Philippines consulate. It's maybe this will work. It says that they have an outreach program and this was this is how ridiculous it is right here. Let me just show you. So I just went to Google and I searched this, and they had an outreach. This is still on the site. An outreach in 2014 in Memphis and Nashville, Tennessee. It's so bad, man. It's just so bad. Let's go to Consulate Finder. See if we can find. See, there's one in Chicago right there. Hold up. Let me see if I can find. Let's move it down for you a little bit so you can see it. This is the one we had to go to because we're here. We wanted to go here. We were going through Chicago a couple times, so we're like, man, can we just go to Chicago? But no, apparently we had to go to this one over here in San Francisco. Yours might be in Washington, D.C. now that I'm looking at the map. So you probably want to go to this one right here. Have your girl go to this consulate right here. Go to the site and then see what their process is. Because the thing is, it was a little bit different. The process of doing renewal was different in Chicago than it was in San Francisco. And I don't know, I'm not sure why. I don't know why. But they had slightly different things that they needed. Different paperwork they needed, different things they wanted us to do a notary on. And then just to do the process, man, they want the original birth certificate. You have to notarize like 4 or 5 different documents. Man, they tell you what they want on there. So just go on the site and, they'll tell you how to renew it there. Let me see if I can find it just to give you an example. Renewal. Passport renewal. It took so long that Yuri, right as she finally got it renewed, she got her U.S. passport, her U.S. citizenship, right after, like a month afterwards. And the reason why it took so long for us is because we couldn't figure out the process. Process was different from one from one consulate to the other, and we didn't know that. So we would actually fly from Colorado to California just to do that. And they'd be like, nope, you need this document. And then we'd fly back to Colorado, and a few months later, and then we'd fly back, and they'd be like, nope, you don't have this. And we're like, man, this is crazy. And we're pretty good at documents. We keep everything. We had everything we needed, except they wanted, I think the last thing that we didn't have was report of marriage. The report of marriage, we had the report of marriage, but they wanted the official report of marriage from the Philippines. So how did they get that, right? Like, how do they get a report of marriage from? So we had to send the report of marriage to the Philippines and get them to notarize it, and then they sent it back to the ridiculous, totally freaking ridiculous. And that's what we had to do, and it was a nightmare. There's videos about it and stuff. We did a video ourselves about it. It's all there. It's a pain in the ass, man. But hey, some people, it might be way easier for you. I don't know. Let me see. I'm missing a couple. Let me just read some of this stuff here. Jerry Terry says you have to be in the Philippines over a month to be married. It's the law. I don't know about that. I'm not sure. Mr. Parker says, thanks, Mike T. Man. Got permission from the U.S. Embassy, but didn't report the actual marriage. Yeah. Yeah, and I'm talking about instigator. I'm not talking about reporting the marriage to the U.S. I'm talking about your girl has to report the marriage to the Philippines. And so there's a process for that, is what I'm getting at. And that was really confusing for me. I'm like, didn't we just got married? Like, what we went through, why are we having to report this again? But let me see if I can show you. I kind of got caught up here. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I can't find it on the site. It's on here somewhere. Consular services, and you go to passport renewal for adult applicant. So it's going to be different for kids, I guess. Yep, there's the minor one right there. One for minors and one for adults. And then they walk you through everything you need. Yeah, this is all it. It's not expensive. It's just a lot. It's just a lot of things, a lot of hoops to jump through. They want you have to appear in person. You can't just mail things. It's just a pain, man. Not fun. Not fun at all. Not gonna be hundreds of dollars, but if you include the ticket to fly or wherever you gotta go, then maybe, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Jerry Terry says it recognized as a legal marriage if you are married there. Bain says, I want my life insurance to go to my wife and other small things. I see. I got you. San Juan says, if you wish to get married in another country, you are already married. Most embassies have a database where they can check to see if you are married somewhere else. Mr. Mike T. Man says, just a Panay married in the U.S. should report her marriage to the Philippines embassy. Yeah, true, very true. It's called a report of marriage, and that's what we were just talking about. Here's the site. Go to the Philippines embassy. From we're talking about from a Filipino who's here who got married. You would send the report of marriage documentation back. That's what we're talking about. Mr. Parker says, the way I got my business to work was to simply train students in web design and graphics design and do paid internships. We do all the work with no upfront cost to the reseller in the USA. I wonder if that's what Black Filipino does. There's another dude who does something similar. I'm not sure what his business is, but I know he's making some money enough to live in the Philippines. Instigator says, I can't do the SSN until the I-485 gets done. I already showed them the license in marriage and they say they could not give her it until I-485. Maybe it's different in your state. Must be different in your state, because in our state, in Colorado, right after we got married, we got the marriage license. We went straight over to the Social Security agency, and then they were able to give her a Social Security number with just the marriage license, the I-94, and I think passport. I think those are the three things that she needed, and we filled out this document. Yes, it varies from state to state, so I apologize for the misinformation there, Instigator. Let me see. So one thing, Instigator, that you should know is that as soon as you start if you can do it early, the adjustment of status and the I-485, is that she will get a card called the EAD card, because it takes a while for them to give her a green card, right? But in the meantime, you'll get this little red card. They'll have her face on it, and like it's a little bit of basic data on her, like her name and that kind of stuff. That card will allow her to work legally in the U.S., so that will help you guys financially. You know what I mean? So, and you can get that card you'll get within a month or two. So, whereas the green card it's gonna take months and almost like ours took over a year to get. Mr. Parker says, I set up people with their own business for free under my name and for a small fee, and oh man, hey, MJB in the place to be, man. I hope you're seeing this. This dude's got got a business that helps people make businesses, and he's living in the Philippines. Are you seeing this, MJB? I hope you're seeing this, man. This is a dude you want to talk to at least, to see if this is legit, and see if it was for you. Let me see. Oh, Mike T Man gave me a connection for. Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate that. Gave us a Philippine consulate. Let me go there real quick. Yeah, okay. This is the same site I went to. That's it right there. MJB in place B said, Bruce, you're scaring people off from getting married, bruh. So much trouble, and for them not to not to tell you. Nah, man. Report of marriage, man, is not that big of a deal. It's just a pain because they don't tell you this, and it becomes important when your spouse is renewing their visa. So, other than that, if it wasn't for the fact that Yuri had to renew her visa, like if she had already had a U.S. passport, or if she didn't need to go back to the Philippines, or if her passport had not expired, then we wouldn't have had to really do. I mean, there's other reasons we actually had to do it, like getting property. There's other reasons we needed to do it. The report of marriage. Report of marriage is just one document she fills out. And then in order to get it authorized or whatever, you got to notarize it here, and then you have to send it back to the Philippines and all that kind of stuff. So it's just a few more hoops you have to jump. It's not a lot of cost. It's just it came out of nowhere, kind of, That wasn't the worst of this whole process. The big thing was how much money all of the U.S. process costs. The U.S. process is way more thorough. It's way more a pain in the ass. It interferes with your life. It's a pain in the ass because it just lasts so long, and it's so much money, and it just goes on and on and on and on. This process, just to give you an idea, the U.S. process, I mean, the report of marriage was like a few months out of our life, maybe a total of $60 just to get notarized and send the documents back and forth. That was like $60 in maybe 2-3 months. We started the U.S. process in 2014, and it just now ended. It took a total of 5 years. And it took how much thousands of dollars? I'm just going to guesstimate how many thousands of dollars it took. So it took me about $4,000 from start to finish, just the first part of it, because she had to travel around. I'm including the tickets, the cost of flying here, $4,000, right? Excluding the tickets, it costs about $2,000, excluding the tickets. Let's just say $2,000 excluding the tickets. Then when she got here, green card, that was $1,000+, right? No kids, so that was less than, so $2,000. That's $3,000 right there. Then green card, 10-year green card was about $700, not $7,000, $700. So that's $3,000. So let's round up. Let's say $4,000. Then there was the $600. So yeah, you're talking about $5,000. This whole process, start to finish, was roughly $5,000, and it took 5 years. So yeah, that's the U.S. process. Whereas the report of marriage, that's $60, maybe $80 for. It took a few months, like we had to fly back and forth, but really that was our bad because we didn't know what we needed. So Mr. Mike T Man says, I do the same. Okay, do the same, graphic design. That's cool. Parker says, Bruce, to my knowledge, I'm the only one who does all the work, from zero the upfront cost to the authorized reseller, and I take all the risks and stress out of the equation. Man, there's a few people who might want to talk to you. I know a couple guys on probably watching this right now who asked me, who are trying to do what you're doing. So MJB in the place to be is one. Big Rob is another one who's trying to make a business so they can live over there, over in Southeast Asia. So man, if you guys are watching, you might want to talk to this dude, Bane Parker, because it sounds like he's got it figured out. He says the process to get married in the Philippines was straightforward. The U.S. Embassy takes good care of you in Cebu. That's great. That's awesome. MJB said, "What's that?" So Bane Parker, if you haven't been reading his messages, he's got a legit business doing website design, and he lives in the Philippines and he's making a living off of it. Right? Am I right or wrong? And he's got a way that you can make money kind of doing the same thing he's doing. You know, there's a cost for it, but I would talk to him to learn more. Sounds cool. San Juan says, I guarantee you that Bruce is not scaring people off from marriage. If you've ever lived in the U.S., marriage is the scariest thing in the world. It's its own 100%. On its own. Oh, marriage is the scariest thing in the world on its own. Yeah, man. Yeah. Divorce is scary. Divorce after many years of being married. That's scary. Don't do it. Figure something out. Figure something out. All right, guys, we've been talking for about 2 hours. Wow, this is a marathon. And I'm really glad. Once again, it's been a great talk. I mean, I learned a lot of stuff as usual. And I'm great to help one another out. It's been open topics, uplifting. I'm hoping that you guys some of you guys can contact Bane, Mr. Bane Parker, to get some information off of him. And thanks for contributing to this talk. I will try my damnedest to do this next week. Again, I don't know what topic we're gonna talk about. We'll just keep it open again, I think, unless there's something. And that's it, guys. I'm gonna end this. I gotta go eat something. I'm freaking starving right now. See you guys next week on the flip side. Okay, how do I turn this thing off? See you guys later.